Hello, world. Welcome to On Ball.
Ooh.
We are Guys No Ball.
Mm-hmm.
And we're coming to you live from the central of Mid-America, deep in the heart of basketball country. And we're ready to talk ball.
Yeah, we are.
We're here. We're here for it. All the ball.
That was beautiful. I felt good.
Yeah, we can workshop that a little bit.
I think that was good. I looked back. I had to hear myself messing up the word name about 50 times last week. It's like, my name.
Say my name.
Whoo.
Do we need to do like intros? Like,
I don't know. We'll
Is that just kind
hover
of-
some whatever you want.
You know
We'll
what I
hover
was
the boss
You know what I was
cog.
thinking
J-Clax on
thinking
Twitter.
today, and I think you guys would probably agree with me on this. You know, it'd be really just awesome in retrospect to have is my lifetime career statistics from like all seasons of all sports. Like, I want to know how many. I never really played serious competitive basketball, but I want to know how many points I scored in my life. Like, I would like to know. I want
percentage.
Bryce's lifetime stats, like almost like a playing baseball
Career
card.
total points from 4 years old up
We
until
can put some
high
thoughts in
school.
there. We can just throw in. You know,
This is what probably
about a
what I
70% free
had.
throw
You know,
shooter.
if I had to guesstimate, yeah, probably.
I think I could throw some good guesses Josh's way. I don't think Josh could do the same for me, and we could just base it off of our short intramural championship run.
Yeah, that's true. We were getting buckets.
You
Like, I
know-
was still scoring points.
You know,
up
I
until,
did want to bring up at some point our intramural team and how we just got a championship
little bit.
taken away from us. A championship
Yeah.
that we were going to win.
ripped out of our hands.
100%.
COVID, it got more than just the big time athletes. The small timers like us really got the.
There was no bubble for the
No.
intramural
I
championship.
wanted that T-shirt, dude.
I did.
I wanted that T-shirt.
very bad.
We
I
will-
want that T-shirt a little too bad.
I'm pretty sure we would have had our picture on the wall at the
Yep.
Hyper too.
Yeah.
Legends.
in Division 2.
Hey, regardless, I would have played the Division One champ. It was probably going to
That's
be
true.
someone we knew, so we could have.
Yeah. Well, we're obviously not holding on to it or anything.
No, it's
No,
not a
I
big
mean
deal.
I don't think about it every day. Like don't go to sleep at night thinking about what could have been. Not me.
It's fine. Fine. Probably the greatest team I've ever
Crazy
played on.
crazy to think that it truly was the afternoon of our Final Four game. Like,
Oh, yeah, we were-
Our Final Four game was up in the air as of like 4:00 in the afternoon because of COVID. Like, what turned into the COVID.
We had the
pandemic.
group chat going, and I was just checking my phone every 5 minutes. But guys, are we playing? What's going on? Are we playing or what?
What a bizarre, and honestly, sometime I would not mind to maybe this would be a little when there's a little more dead space to fill, but a little rundown of like right when COVID kind of shut down because we were all graduating seniors, a very interesting time, and honestly, I have a lot of like sports crossovers like. The Arkansas baseball, pretty much I was in 6 hours graduating senior, living in the bomb parking lot, essentially. And I had not missed a baseball game all year. My last memory is Heston Kerstad hitting a walk-off home run. And that was like a number 2 ranked baseball team about to just go off. Oh, man.
Yeah, that season
Just
never really got.
taken away. Just taken away. Just
That could have been our
just-
national championship year.
Yeah,
that
could
season
have.
was actually like that season really didn't even get started.
Carry the same
honestly.
vibes from intramural. It was.
Yeah.
It was. They did win that year.
Yeah, no. Arkansas Razorback baseball national championship
Tell me we
2020. Yeah, you can't. You can't.
No. Well, you can, but
Kinda,
be
yeah.
correct. But
You can't say that they weren't though.
Didn't we finish off the regular season basketball at home with a win versus LSU?
Yep. No, we finished it with we had like one of the last games of the season in the tournament versus
Against
Vanderbilt.
Vandy.
Oh,
Yeah.
truly the last game that
We were making a tournament run. We probably were on the outside looking in before
We were right
the
on the
SEC
bubble,
tournament, and if we would have beaten
We were
South
right at it.
Carolina
We had a game to really be like hey,
on the
it's
bubble,
gonna be
and then if we would have won 2, we would have been in.
Yeah.
So
we can just say we would have been like I always kind of in my head got to, and I think Muss almost got like a boost. From not missing a tournament. Like,
Yeah.
we don't really know if we would have made it
I
or
remember
not.
no, I remember Muss saying basically like we beat South Carolina, we're in, and I was kind of like, yeah, maybe like we
Good
could
take.
have been
Good
in.
take.
Hey,
Like-
hey, I love the confidence.
Yeah.
That's my basketball coach, but
That's
yeah.
exactly the take we need to have is yeah, we were one win. Like that, it doesn't matter. It's lost. It's not going
Yeah,
to
no,
happen.
there's no one who's
Homer
gonna
takes.
argue
Yeah.
against you. You can't. You
There's
can't
no
say
wrong
that.
takes in that. Obviously, we're seeing even now there were literally no wrong takes during the COVID pandemic. Actually, no, there were no right. Like every single take of all anyone ever had was
Like,
pretty much wrong.
That hurts some merit maybe somewhere or none somewhere else. It is what it is, though.
Yeah, that's a funny thing to think of. Like, and that kind of goes back in. This is totally unnecessary to go deeper into, but
deeper.
It was very nice that like the privileged situation which I found myself in when COVID happened. That like the biggest thing taken out of my life was like a few Razorback baseball games that I was really looking forward to going to. So I always try to keep that perspective, but at the same time, pretty big bummer.
I was telling someone at work the other day about how the COVID shutoff was terrible for the majority of the world.
Yeah.
Obviously. But for me personally, I got to chill with the boys for just a little bit of extra time.
Yeah.
Really big chilling.
Free chilling.
Free chilling.
Time to kill chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it was that was kind of what sprouted the love of disc golf for me personally.
Ooh.
We don't really have to get
No,
into
we
disc golf stuff, but
Let's get into the disc golf
Yeah,
stuff.
we can
Josh.
get
I feel like people
we
need
can
to
get
know.
into it.
Yeah.
I started playing like back in 2019, probably like a year before COVID, and my buddy took me out there, and I was really, really bad, and just kind of.
I watched these earlier days. You were fine.
No, it was fine, but
You were
yeah.
better than the rest of us who were like, "Oh, a few beers on the course."
But obviously, I'm a pretty competitive guy, and if I'm not
Got that dog.
Obviously.
doing what I want, then I'm gonna be pissed about it. But anyways, I got into it, and then COVID hit, and at that point, it was more of like you just said, like get a couple beers in, go to the course, have some fun. Basically just playing
Remember when that
with the
homeless guy
buds.
tried to sell us crack like on the?
Yeah, I
Okay.
do. I
making
do.
sure I wasn't
I do remember that. That
dreaming
was
about that.
Well, and that course is just filled with. There actually were
Shout out Walker Park.
There were two guys.
That's a good
like
part.
a couple winters ago.
interesting.
Two homeless people died on that disc golf course.
Ooh, another rip.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
we got to get out of the dumps.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
sorry.
we got-
Hey, edit that out. Edit that out. But
We
anyways,
got 14 minutes to get out of the
I just COVID had started. Classes were online. I started kind of getting into like the technicalities of disc golf, like how you're actually supposed to throw, all of the stuff like that, and literally had nothing going on. So there's a field right by where I lived at
Shout out
Southern View
Ramey.
Apartments. Yeah, Ramey, go Coach Kill 'em. But I started going out there, and I just started ripping discs every day for like 4 hours, dude.
Ripping.
Like literally every single day. And at that point, I wasn't even really playing that much. I was just going out like trying to perfect the form and everything.
Yeah.
And
I got to see a little bit of the grind firsthand, and from a lot of people. If you're not following, I don't know if I can shout this out, but if you're not following Josh's disc
shout
golf
it out.
page,
Put it up there.
It is one of the he has some of the greater write-ups that you've ever seen. Like almost like a beatnik, kind of coming like a poet, just really breaking down the day at the course to a T. Woke up. Go follow. We'll throw up some.
Gotta let them
page.
know how it went. Pretty much, I
Super
try
in-depth.
to include a lot of things into it.
Good follow.
There's a lot of disc golf content out there, man. That's like one of the biggest things in disc golf. It's not like
Why is
a
that?
huge. Yeah, so it's not like it's like a huge sport or anything. It's kind of since COVID, it's kind of been on the come up. But like in the disc golf pro tour, these guys aren't getting paid a whole lot. Obviously, there's not that much money into it. It's nothing in comparison to real golf. But I don't want to say real golf because disc golf is still golf. But
Y'all golfing.
anyways, yeah. So a lot of the guys rely on like YouTube partnerships and like selling merch and stuff like that, like pro like tour series discs and all of that. So even if you're not a pro and you're just like you happen to be like an advanced level disc golfer, or if you're like a local pro, like there's just a lot of content out there, and there's disc golf people love content. You guys have seen how many
People love content.
you
dude.
see how many people in
2023,
general.
I'm
people
not
in general love
content without my content.
But you guys have seen how many discs I own, like
Yeah.
entirely too many,
And
and I'm
stolen.
not even like on the upper half of like people who are into disc golf. They like I'm saying like 300-400 discs, and that's
Yeah.
like not that much.
I threw out the and stolen. He had a
And
bunch
stolen.
of discs. He had a bunch of discs stolen from him. He's not stealing discs.
I did have
clarify
a
that.
bag stolen from me a couple years ago. That was really sad.
That was
before I
100
owned a lot
discs.
of discs too. So, but yeah, so I just didn't have a lot of time on my hands, and I was kind of like disc golf was pretty new.
You had all the time on your hands.
Yeah, so much time. Disc golf was new. I like being good at things, so it was kind of something that I could obsess over.
That is a
And,
trait
like,
of the guys.
Yeah,
We
no,
like to
guys like
be
being
good
good
at-
at
we
things.
like to be
you
good at
know,
I'm gonna do it. I better be good.
yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, just kind of got super into it for, just kind of miss being competitive.
Yeah.
After high school, I think we all can relate. Like, playing sports in high school and everything, you kind of lose part of your competitive side. So once I realized, hey, this is something that I can compete in, and it's like an organized competition kind of thing, like signing up for tournaments and stuff. I was like, all right, I'm all in for this. So
Nice. I think that pickleball's gonna be that for
that's
me.
that's
yeah.
another thing,
think
dude.
that-
Pickleball's
I think we
blowing
get a
up.
really mean. I'm seeing 3 dudes who could get a mean pickleball team going.
Well,
quick.
I'm hearing, and I don't want to spill the beans, but I'm hearing of a possible pro team developing here in Little Rock. That kind of spots are open for certain guys that might, and actually be a serious enough kind of league and team where it's a pipeline to go in pro.
Yeah.
Like, I think pickleball might be the most accessible pro sport for us, like as a team, as a unit.
Yeah.
I think some healthy young guys who like to, paddle it around, I think might have a chance. Some hungry guys who just know ball. I mean, we know all sorts of it. Pickleball is no exception.
If it's round, if it's oblong, we know it.
Yeah.
Dude, my like junior or senior year of college, I took this physical education class.
Oh, I
And-
rember. I remember you
Relative to
being
you at
in
the
gym.
hyper.
Yeah,
You
it was
and-
in the
you and
hyper.
Landon. Shout out Landon.
Yeah.
Plug him in.
And we like our final project, we were each given like somewhat niche sports to teach for like we were going to use our whole class period, and we were supposed to like explain the rules and the sport and like the objective of everything to our class. And I taught pickleball. I'd never heard of it before. And I was like, wow, this is cool. How have I never heard about this sport before? And then like shortly after that, it started
I
kind
got
of blowing up.
A short pickleball story about 9th grade. Quit basketball. Joined PE class for the 9th grade year. Don't really want to trash on the other 9th graders and high schoolers that were in the class, but I had a little athletic edge on the people there. One of the sports we did play was pickleball, and I think it kind of helped secure. I won the 9th grade PE award, thinking I was going to win the trigonometry award. Did not. Won the PE award, which was also quite fitting. Did have like 150 in the class.
How many points?
150?
Like that's a stat.
Like
I
you were
need right now. It's like
150%.
in Bryce's 9th grade PE class, he scored like 692 points in 32 games.
Oh, easy. I mean, what I want to say, we played ultimate frisbee, we played pickleball, volleyball, which got a lot more respect for the ladies and men playing volleyball. Tough, difficult sport. We played badminton. I was killing them. I was absolutely taking it to them. Easy walked into a PE award, but yeah, pickleball was one of those sports where I was like, man, I could see kind of later in life, and now I guess now we're reaching
can you
the kind of
imagine-
later athletic stages.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Bryce on a pickleball court with the length of him
Woo!
around there?
I'm telling you,
just
deadly.
Absolutely.
Hearing
oh
that they
my
were bringing a
God,
team to
dude.
Little Rock is, you know, I'm a Little Rock guy. I like to I like to rep the Rock at all times.
We might have a legend
Being a
growing
Little
right
Rock,
here.
like, professional
excited about
pickleball
it.
player, a PPP,
Yeah.
at a Little Rock. I'm a professional pickleball player, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah. I picked it up 3 months ago.
I've been crafting my athletic abilities for 25 years, but I picked up pickleball itself 3 months ago.
Picked up the paddle.
Hey, you kind
months
of
ago.
hear that even with like basketball and football. Daniel Gaffer didn't start playing basketball till he was in ninth grade.
Does help being 7 feet tall.
Well, yeah, no,
But-
obviously, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if
But
you have
maybe
the
this is
physical
your-
Yeah,
capabilities
I think
for
this
it
I think I am 7
beforehand,
feet tall, and I think we're all about 7 feet tall in pickleball, coming from other sports and still being in good enough shape to get the job done on the court.
I would like to do it as an investment in my future as well. I think pickleball, I could see myself. That's something I think I could play. You know, if all things go to plan, me and my little grandson out there playing
Yeah.
pickleball. You
Yeah.
know, I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm taking him to absolute school.
Oh, going
No mercy.
I'm not going light on them.
Just absolutely wiping the
dude,
court.
you gotta
He has
teach
to
him.
learn
You
it
gotta
some-
teach him
yeah.
some character, man.
By
Yeah,
that
you
point,
gotta-
I'll be more of a spin guy. You ever notice
Oh, dude.
you ever play ping pong or something?
Yeah.
With an
Oh,
older
dude,
gent?
the spin on my serves are nasty on a ping pong
Nasty.
table. I'm not gonna lie.
Just cooking it up.
Yeah, put some top spin on it, dude.
But pickleball's a perfect place for that. You can control the movement a little bit more. Tennis is awesome. I love tennis.
Yeah.
In fact, I mean, I
Antiquated,
really
old school. It's out.
do. Yeah.
Hot
but
take. It's out.
Pickleball's in.
because of this generation's attention spans. They
Yeah.
can't take the back and forth too far. They had to scoot. They had condensed the court and make it faster.
You're taking the boomer take
Yep,
on it.
that's my.
Yeah.
I think that's why they can't even watch. They can't even watch a tennis game anymore. Match is too long.
Oh, 6 hours for a match? Come on.
I will say that a full men's 5-set match that goes that is a
is,
long event.
I can't remember what term it was, but there was one this summer. It was a major, and I watched it, and I think it broke the record for longest match. It was like 5.5 hours.
Who's your favorite tennis player of all time?
I mean, I'm a Nadal guy. I like the swag.
Probably
I like the bull.
Nadal. I like
Didn't
Djokovic.
like that. Didn't like
Yeah,
that.
I'm a Federer guy.
You're a
through and through,
oh,
dude. The
okay.
Gentleman, Roger Federer, bro.
I like Djokovic, but over the last year, Djokovic has kind of lost me just because specifically in the last year, he's been kind of douching.
Yeah.
He's been douching pretty big, dude. He's been,
That's a take you will not hear on ESPN.
No,
yeah,
definitely not.
that's
That's why we're here.
that's
been
a guys
douching.
no ball content right
That's
there.
some on ball.
But no, dude,
he
he hit like a young lady, the ball girl in that tournament. He's in the tournament.
Wait. He did what?
Oh, dude, he was upset with a call, or he was upset with his play like sometime last year, and just kind of like threw the ball up and hit it, and it hit like a little girl.
Ooh,
And he got DQ'd from the tournament.
yeah.
Because
And
of that?
because of that, yeah.
I mean,
Was it on was it on purpose?
He didn't hit her on purpose, but it was just like,
He would be done.
He'd be done. Yeah, no, but it was just kind of like a very irresponsible thing to do, letting your emotions get the best of you. You're one of the best players in the world, and
You do see a lot
you're
of
upset with the
tennis
call.
tantrums.
Oh,
A lot
and that's
of, like,
another thing. He's constantly
fits out
screaming
there.
at
breaking
the refs.
the rackets. Tennis
that's a
players
big-
breaking the rackets is
That's pretty
one
normal.
of the more maybe like aesthetically pleasing, like
I
tantrums
like it coming
in
from other
sports.
sports.
One of my favorite, I'd like to maybe tag this one in here, is Carlos Zambrano smashing the Gatorade soda machine in the Cubs dugout.
I've never seen that. I would
He
like to
goes
see
at
that.
it with a baseball bat. So it's not like a Gatorade cooler. I think he'd maybe even thrown a cooler already. Like, this was a prolonged tantrum.
He picked
and
it
he
up.
takes a baseball bat to the soda. It's a Gatorade like soda machine, like very fixed, very stationary.
Yeah.
And he's taking a baseball bat to it, breaks the bat, goes away, comes back to it. Oh man, just an absolute meltdown. But smashing the rackets is pretty pleasing. Like, they smash pretty quick. I've seen a guy You ever seen the guy that brought out multiple rackets? Like, he
Yeah,
smashes
I
one,
saw that.
unwraps another
Smash
one,
5.
smashes another one.
Goes to the bag, pulls out a few more.
Kind of a true, like, rich
What's the
flex.
guy from
That's
Australia?
kind of why tennis, if anything, is falling off. I think it's kind of it's the gentleman's sport
Yeah, it's
itself.
kind of
It
a
has
pompous sport.
Yeah, it has a little bit. You gotta have some money.
I feel like
usually
that's
to
been
get into
happening
it.
for a while. Like tantrums like that. John McEnroe
Oh,
back in the day.
Yeah. People have tantrums. There's
Yeah.
no problem.
No,
with,
I mean-
there's no problem with having a tantrum. It is a little different when you are the only person. There are two people on the court.
Yeah.
You are the only other person people are looking at, and you are throwing a straight childlike tantrum.
What's that dude's name from Australia? That's pretty good. He's like top 20 in the world.
I know exactly who you're talking about. and
What's his name?
Circus?
No. I don't even know if it's worth looking up, but anyways, that dude has.
figure it out after
he hits
the
the
showdown.
he hits the ball between his legs like in game.
Yeah, it's circus. It's
Yeah,
ZYGRIOS.
It's something
Yeah,
like that.
I'm saying it very wrong. but it
Yeah,
is.
maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but he
Got a little melanin to him.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I didn't want to
Talking
say it.
about
I'm
the
glad
same
you
guy.
said it. I didn't want to say it. But oh, dude, he has a hilarious clip about how he's saying he was playing Nadal in like the second round of a
It's
major or
Kyrgios.
something. Yes, Kyrgios. That's who it is.
Kyrgios.
Kyrgios. Yeah, that's what it is.
Nice. How
Yeah,
many,
there we
how
go.
many brains does it take?
Yeah, there we
Let's
go.
go.
There
to
we
name
go.
one tennis player.
But he was
One
playing
Australian
Nadal,
tennis player.
probably at the time the best player in the world, and he said before the match for 6 hours straight he was playing FIFA, like pregame,
that's kind of a badass.
and he said on the court he was seeing like soccer balls flying around because he had played so much FIFA that day. That was hilarious.
You want to know a crazy thing about like developmental tennis in the U.S.? So I would go to high school tennis matches there in Tennessee. I assume it's everywhere, but the players call their own in and out.
Oh, that's terrible.
You literally have
Lane
no
was telling me about that.
You literally have no official there. So it's literally just on the honor system. Like, what other sport in the world could be on the honor system?
Yeah, that is pretty
Yeah.
crazy. That sounds like a lot of fights breaking out.
Yeah, so, it's a recipe for just absolute argument, just ripping each other apart on the court.
Because it's like, even if it's not really that close, you're the one that's closest to the ball. So it's like you have the way better angle than the person on the other side of the court. So they might not even be able to like argue with you on it. They're just like,
they're-
oh, it was out. You're like,
I know enough sore losers to know that is not a good way to
No.
mandate things.
Even if it's just like 3 or 4 calls a game that you switch, like that's a huge difference.
that is a
Oh, yeah.
huge swing. Yeah.
And they could be so inaccurate. That ball's moving so fast. Those like not a trained judge. You're just sitting there like you're trying to hit the ball and all of a sudden you miss it and you're like, is it in or out? It's probably out.
And tennis is one of those things that just swings so fast. Like, you can be playing a relatively close match, and it could be, 40-40 for 3 or 4 games in a row. And if you win all 3 of those, you're up 3-0 in the set, and you're close to sweeping the set. So,
All right. It's time to move on to some Arkansas Razorback talk.
We bring it
all
home.
right.
We're bringing it home.
Bringing it home.
Bringing it home
Let's
stretch.
do it.
Last 30.
I should have seen it coming. I've gone and hurt the one I love. There's no question who's to blame. The darkness from within, it's such an empty, empty space, full of pain and shame and blame. So why did I let you down? I don't know me anymore.
We're back. And a new location. It looks a little different in here. We were...
You will never catch us lacking.
No.
Like you might think you know where we are, but you do not know how we're moving.
No clue at all. No clue at all. And that's kind of one of the cool points about us is you'll never see us in the same spot twice. You'll never see the same studio twice until we're really balling, until we're up. And one thing to get us up, and I'm not begging, okay, but I am on my hands and knees. If you've made it this far in the video and you aren't subscribed to the YouTube channel or part of the ball knowing Twitter community, what are you doing?
You gotta lock in.
Got to.
If you lock in now, you will be a pillar of the community.
You buy the dip.
Yeah.
You got to.
There's no reason. I cannot think of one reason not to lock in with us.
No, we want to talk to you bad.
Yeah.
We're looking for people to, throw ideas out at us. Please have counterpoints to anything we say. Anyway, it probably is 100% correct. You throw in whatever your thoughts and feelings. We want to hear you.
Yeah, this is and I think you're going to see a lot in weeks to come that this is not an exclusive ordeal. We happen to be the guys that know, we are guys know ball. Like we are the core kind of members of the community.
We've trademarked the name.
Yeah, because only because we thought of it.
Yeah.
Only because we started it, but that doesn't mean it belongs to us. This belongs to the people 100%. So lock in, dig in now, and start building with us. Like, enjoy the ride.
Please. Content's on the way, and we were talking about it right before we picked up the mics. A lot of good stuff is on the way. I don't know how much we want to give away. I will say.
Hey, Bryce.
What?
What day is it?
It's March 1st. Yeah, I think it's March 1st, right?
It's March?
Yeah, it's March.
It's March?
It's March.
Are you ready for the madness?
Uh-oh. Are you telling me that we might be doing a little Guys No Ball March Madness?
Guys No Ball was formed in the lab that is March Madness.
It was.
March Madness is at the absolute core of our identity. We live that madness. We live it 12 months a year.
Truly.
Like, we let the madness take over our lives. We live in the madness. But now the world lives in the madness with us. So
We're bringing you the madness.
Yeah, we get to join. That is, we have quite literally pushed the ball to get us to the madness.
We have collected it, synthesized it down into nice morsels for you to try. Please join us. A month of madness, a lot of stuff on the docket. You're running a marathon with maybe a special guest. Maybe you got to get a little. I'll talk about that after.
Yeah, that's first upcoming. Do we want to kind of just run through? This is March.
It is March.
This is March. One of the best months of the year. Spring has sprung. Hoops is just all time. Like, college basketball is center stage in March. Because, pro basketball will come later on. They're getting kind of geared up.
And we'll be around for that, too.
And, we will be there for the NBA playoffs. You know that. And we're here for it now. I mean, we talk ball.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
We talk a little ball. No, but it is a ramp up into March Madness. We started this whole thing knowing that we're going to have a pretty mad March ourselves.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the March for us will be quite a whirlwind of events.
A lot of things.
So this upcoming weekend, March 4th and 5th, is the Little Rock Marathon. So just a quick plug for that event, and there will be some stuff to come with that. But
let us know if you're running.
Yeah, if you're running, absolutely let us know. Or if you're in town and want to come hang out, we're gonna be kind of posted up.
We will be posted.
I won't be posted up. I will be hopefully in motion the whole time.
Yeah.
But
I'll be posted up. School for the Blind. I don't know. If you know it, you know exactly where to come. Go Def Leopards.
That's a good point. They are the Def Leopards?
They are the Def Leopards.
Is it so? Okay.
Def Leppard played there.
This is really
Def Leppard played at the Def Leopards or for the Def Leopards.
That is impressive.
Yeah,
that is a.
They
good
came very
fun
out
fact.
of their way to do that.
That's I've been meaning to, and I've said this multiple times. I've been meaning to start writing down my. You learn something new every day. Is kind of the
idiom.
Mantra. Like, yeah, that's like an all-time mantra. I've been wanting to collect because it does hold pretty true that like at some point during the day I am gonna learn something new.
Yeah.
Like it could be the fact that Def Leppard played at the school of the, is it the School of the Blind and the Deaf?
Yeah.
They are.
It's both of them.
Okay.
All on one campus.
I got you. The Def Leopards. That is
Oh, good fact.
that's cool. That is
But-
very cool. Shout out. Anyway,
We got the marathon coming.
Got the
Seth's
marathon
running
coming
in
up.
it. We'll be doing a little pod action
Yep.
from it. We'll also have obviously some Kentucky talks, and we're gonna get into the Razorback talk. I know we had left out saying we're gonna get into some Razorback talk, but I think March also means we got a few tournaments ahead, and one we might try to make it to. I don't know. I think the schedule's aligned for us to.
The schedule, the stars have aligned to bring us to somewhere I hold near and dear to my heart. My hometown, Nashville, Tennessee, site of the SEC Men's Basketball Tournament 2023.
Big time.
Right down on Broadway. And we're going to be there.
We will be
gonna
on
be there.
Broadway.
We're going to be all over Broadway.
On Broadway. It's gonna be a musical.
It will be. This is going to be. This weekend going to be a music.
It's gonna be rowdy. It's gonna be a little honky tonk affair.
So,
For sure.
I mean, we're just bringing the whole SEC ball community to the absolute epicenter. Nashville is a great host city. The Bridgestone Arena is an awesome first-class venue. It is right on Broadway, making it very fun. Fanfare is going all day and night, up and down, all kinds of nightlife, all kinds of other tourists. It will be a weekend to remember for sure, and we're very excited to share that with you all. Make plans to be there. Like,
Please.
if you're there, we got a camera and we got mics. Like, set it up. Let's
If you're
go.
watching this, you probably know a little ball.
Oh, there's no way. If you're watching this, you've already watched some of it, which means you've already know more ball than you knew.
Yeah.
So you at least know some ball. So get there. You know
Please.
you want to be there.
Please. Like you mentioned it earlier. We know people who know ball. We just want to be a spotlight for all the ball knowers of the world. We want to just be not necessarily the forefront of it.
Yeah. We are providing the space for the ball knowing community to rejoice and be together.
Yeah.
And share our ideas and just speak honestly and openly and
A true community.
yeah.
That's what we're trying
and
to build
just
here.
enjoy the love of the game.
It's all for the love of the game.
That's what we're doing here. And speaking of the love of the game, we got a special guest that's gonna be locked in with us.
He's in the air
pretty
right
much
now,
all
I
of March.
think.
He should be landing, and by he I mean Ben the Boss Man Batista, unknown to some of you, but known to many. He will be joining us, and Ben is one of the biggest ball lovers that I've ever met on this planet. Honestly, he's inspired a lot of my knowledge and love of ball to just fester. Was inspired by Ben Batista, a guy who I watched grind in middle school,
Said he was a hooper.
grind in high school. The kind of guy who's finds a way into the locked gym at 10 p.m. or later at night.
You love that.
He's bringing out the hoop gun.
Yeah.
He's bringing out the hoop gun
Oh.
for hours.
The gun is the sign of a great shooter.
The gun, I've only shot on the gun a few times, and first time I did it, a little intimidating.
It can be.
I'm not a good shooter. And
It forces you to keep chucking them.
yeah, it forces you to work. And so this is one of those, he's a grinder type. Really good ball player in his own right, and has just dug in deep to the sport. Models, honestly, John Rothstein is one of his personal idols. So if you know anything about, if you're in the ball community, you gotta at least be familiar with old
Should
John.
be at least.
Yeah. I mean, this is March, so you better be.
You better be tapping in. You better be getting locked in.
But yeah, so that's kind of one of the guys he really.
So
looks
we
up
got
to, so.
a special guest. We got a marathon that Ben's also running
Yeah,
in.
but-
And I haven't even met Ben yet, but to me, he already feels like a brother.
He is. Yeah, he is.
He already feels like he's like
Yeah.
You said he knows ball. He feels locked in with us already.
That's what we're trying to get. That's what we're trying to say. If you know ball and honestly bring your passion about it,
it.
you're in the family. It's about family, man. This is Fast and Furious right here. I'm Dom Toretto now.
Family.
About family.
So we got a marathon. We got a special guest. Probably one guy who's really rocking with us for the time being. You're gonna see him.
Oh, yeah.
Time and time again. You're gonna see him, and you're
He's
gonna
kind of like
begin to love him.
the ghost of March. Like he will appear for pretty much our entire March catalog.
Yeah.
And then you probably won't see him for a while. He does live a lot of states away. He might make a
Hey,
Zoom appearance or
always.
something, but
You're on here once. You're always invited back.
yeah. So
Pretty easy.
we'll be fun to get him involved. Yeah, he's running the marathon with me. Very strong runner, and then we will all be traveling to Nashville.
Yeah. Getting
Shout
locked
out to
in.
my mom.
Woo! Oh, get ready. Get ready for a Mama Cog meal.
Oh, she's antsy.
Ooh.
She's antsy to feed the boys.
We might have to go live from the meal.
Just live
Live from the table.
That would be interesting.
Just mouthful. Just
she'd
so
probably
annoying.
she'd appreciate that. And then we're gonna be taking a trip just about 40 miles west. About 40 miles west to a little place they call Hot Springs. Hot Springs.
Mobster City.
Week 1
Yeah.
of March Madness.
Locked in.
We're coming to you at Oaklawn Casino.
We're coming to you from everywhere in Hot Springs. You're
Every
gonna
square
see,
inch.
We might touch it all, from the lakes to Oaklawn. You know, if you know Hot Springs, you know how beautiful Hot Springs can be. And adding a little bit of our knowledge and love of the community of ball to the first weekend of March, the Oaklawn Gambling Room. You said there's going to be some races?
Oh, there's horse racing the whole weekend.
You might see us a little dressed up at the races.
Yeah, if you see 12 good-looking guys in suits,
Come up and say hi.
please come up and talk ball with us, because there's one. Nothing connects us more than talking ball.
It
There's
is the universal
Weather,
connector.
okay, all right, weather and ball, and there is no. That's one of the reasons I'm rocking a new actual hog sweater right
I
now.
did peep it. It's nice.
A little more understated.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
It's a solid logo. That's like the logo you know, Razorbacks for a period of time, and that talk has gotten away from the upgraded logo, the Tusk logo. But that's just kind of like old school cool you got going on
old
there.
school cool.
Yeah. Just
But
something
I
light.
think just wearing a Razorback, especially within the state borders, but even when you go outside, like repping your team,
Oh, my.
invites ball talk.
Yeah.
Like it invites just, hey man, go Hogs, or hey, tough loss the other night. Like
I've talked hog ball in Chicago. I've talked hog ball in the Dallas Six Flags. I've talked hog ball in Bend, Oregon. Wherever you're at, if you're repping the logo, people
Yeah.
seek you out
especially
and have something to say.
especially even the farther away you go from Arkansas.
Yeah.
When you're here in the borders, you're one. I mean, you're locked. You're
We're
a
talking
hog.
it each day.
Yeah, you're a hog. But like, and this wasn't the Hogs, but I actually, I talked to a Husker. So one thing we'll probably come to know about me is I have a deep affinity for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. I was taken in as one of their own. I had one weekend in Lincoln, and it was heaven.
Life changing.
It was truly heaven. To be honest, I was going through a rough patch right after a tough breakup in college, and
Yeah.
a little
That's
down
what
in the
you
dumps.
needed. That's
It
exactly
was
what
a-
you needed.
Lincoln, Nebraska picked me up. It was an 11 a.m. kickoff, and they had a chili cook-off before the game, cold as all get out. I had 8 bowls of chili before 9 a.m. and
Stomach
and then
on
went
the
and
fritz.
watched the Skurs, and I couldn't tell you the kindest people in the true God's country up there in Nebraska. Anyway, besides the point, I'm in Slovakia, bro. I'm in Eastern Europe.
It's about as far away as it gets.
That is as far away from Lincoln, Nebraska as you could possibly. And I'm just walking down the street, and a fellow with a big N, go Skurs. Like, hey man,
Brings you
what do
together.
we think about Freeze this year, or Frost? Well, at the time we thought he was going to do good, but we were both wrong about that.
Truly, it was froze the whole
he
time.
was. Oh, what a bad,
High
what a
school.
bad tenure.
Yeah, short. Really hard
Really
to call
tough,
it a tenure.
like tough place to be as a program when like you think you got the savior of your program, the guy that's like he's the chosen one.
Yeah.
he was our
Oh, they were
quarterback.
so excited.
He was a quarterback during, the golden years. He has won. He literally just went undefeated.
Yeah.
He looks
Was a
to be this
national champion.
amazing coach, and he comes in and then just terrible for 5 years. Like he had every opportunity to succeed in a bad division too. The Big
Yeah.
Ten West was terrible. Anyway, go Nebraska! Shout out
Yeah.
to the Huskers.
Go Huskers.
But we will be checking out weekend one of March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
We will be in the dungeon.
What a way to
We will
kick
be
off.
in the Madness dungeon.
Yeah.
Our crib will be absolutely just spotted up with all kinds of TVs to watch the game.
TVs, personalities, takes.
Yeah,
You'll get it.
the
You'll
takes
get it all.
will be absolutely flying.
We might have to do just a little hot take booth. Just always set up. You get in there. You
just
see
let 'em
something
fly.
this weekend.
Let them fly.
I
We
know
will
we got
have some. We will have some group parlays going out.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, we're gonna
I
have
bet
some
you got
group
some
bets.
gamblers going, and so you're gonna get some money-driven takes, which are always some of the.
And you'll get some
The
money-driven
hottest takes.
heartbreaks as well.
Ooh, yes.
hate to see that, but it is likely.
Content.
Although these guys do know ball, like we might just get hot. It might be
That
our
is true.
weekend. Something
Feels like our month.
kind of feels like our
We've been
month.
talking
so,
about it, but it feels like our month.
so that's 3 straight weekends. You're getting supreme content.
That's before March Madness has even gotten to the thick of it. We're
That's-
giving you that.
That's just week 1 of March Madness, and then by that point, week 2 we might just be on location. I mean, we can't set up like. I don't want to lock myself down past that.
We're like tumbleweeds.
yeah.
just
I mean,
rolling through.
I am tentatively planning to be in Houston.
If the Hogs are there, I'm there.
The last night's performance, which we probably will touch on just here in a
We'll
second,
get into it.
did not inspire a ton of confidence.
Yeah.
But that's once again, this is March.
I feel hot.
The madness has yet begun. That was the last day of February, and it has fully been flushed. Honestly, something was so empowering about
it's on the last
the calendar flipping from February to March right at not 20 minutes after that game ended, because it was a 9:00 tip in Eastern time. So the game ended at literally like 11:30 Eastern time. So 30 minutes later.
It is a new year. It's like
Yeah,
the
it
ball
is.
drops, and
It's a whole new
college
season.
basketball.
Oh my! All right, and I'm about to pop off.
Pop off.
I got 2 things to pop off on.
Pop off.
All right, first, I got to pop off. There's 2 fan bases I got to pop off on real quick.
Okay.
The first is Missouri,
Oof.
and the second is Arkansas. And I think it's fair. I think I'm calling as one of us. There is no more one of us than us.
True.
There is no one deeper as a Razor. There are equals. We are all equals in the Razorback fan base.
Yeah.
If you love the Hogs and if you
But we
ride
love
and die,
the Hogs.
But there's no one deeper than us. So I can say I'm saying this, and I'll bring it back. I'll rally us back. But
Okay.
first off,
I'm listening. I'm listening. You said you've been thinking. You've been really.
I've been
ruminating on it
marinating
all day long.
All day long, I've just been thinking.
Yeah.
And it's, I'm on Twitter, I'm scrolling around, and Mizzou fans were just having a dang parade today because they are going to finish above Arkansas in the SEC standings.
Cool.
After Arkansas lost the other night, they're going to finish. And you would have thought by the reaction of some of their fans, not all their fans,
Yeah.
by the reaction that they had legitimately just won the NCAA champion. They were trashing on Trevin Brazil quite a bit.
It's a little brother syndrome, kind of.
Oh, which is just a sour look. Dude transferred, yes. Dude's been hurt for serious injury.
Didn't really even get a chance to
Didn't
play.
Yeah, didn't affect our team. I mean, yeah, he
showed
all
out.
He did, yeah, all he did was look amazing. And also, what he did at Arkansas, which apparently Mizzou fans can't even seem to fathom, is he raised his draft stock considerably.
He is now a first-round pick with
Playing
7
15 games. Or probably
Or-
less.
yeah.
Yeah, less. So
It
anyway,
is funny to be throwing shade at a injured player on a program that values him greatly.
Yes. Yeah, very odd. Very, very, very odd headspace. Not even really what got me ready to pop off.
Uh-oh.
I saw several takes where it's he went to this team and had a worse season.
Statistically?
No, they're saying your team had a worse season.
I got you.
Your team. So because we finished 1 game ahead of you in the SEC,
Yeah.
at not first and second, mind you, 7th and 8th. It's not like you guys won the SEC. And they're talking about how they had a better season than Arkansas.
Uh-huh. That's fine.
And let me pop off real quick because the season has just yet begun.
That is true.
It won't matter at all that you went 10-7 in the SEC if you get bounced in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
Now that may very well not be true. Missouri may win the NCAA tournament. It ain't happening. I don't think.
Not likely.
But they could.
Someone will be rich.
And at that point, you could say, yes, we had the better season than you. But I really like the analogy that Musselman has put out there, and probably other coaches kind of echo this, is there's really kind of 3 mini seasons in a college basketball season.
Okay.
You have your preseason,
Okay.
your non-conference, essentially.
Yeah.
It's about 14-ish games. There might be, 12 and then 1 or 2 sprinkled in, or at least,
The melding time.
Yeah, that's kind of your that's your core building time. Then you have your conference season. And that's a 16-game or 18-game schedule, full of your most quality opponents.
Yeah.
Night after night. That's the grind. The conference schedule is the grind. And then you have your postseason, which is really, at the end of the day, what's going to get taken away from this season is the postseason.
That's all that matters. I think Auburn fans had the same take last year, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're a better team than you. You're not an Elite 8 team.
No.
You didn't make it too far.
Yeah, and it's I can say from just pure experience of the last 2 years, it's much sweeter to be the last SEC team standing in March than the best SEC team in February.
It is.
It is much
really
sweeter.
is.
And this is a kind of take. I didn't want to put out there because I didn't want to sound really salty online last night, especially.
You're in person now. This is family.
Yeah, you're hearing, like, you're seeing the humbleness in my, like, eyes right now. That Arkansas got drubbed by Tennessee yesterday. Just absolutely
I had to turn the game off.
That loss is going to hurt for them so bad when we go much further in the tournament.
Yep.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's going to be like, man, I watched this absolutely they're going to be watching us in, dare I say, Elite 8, Final 4.
Yeah.
And be like, wow.
When it really matters.
When it really matters. And be like, wow, we just absolutely manhandled this team, but we got bounced in the second round. But, they can make a run too. This is all, conjecture at this point. But they did lose their starting point guard, Zakai Ziegler. Very unfortunate.
Hey, we talked about it before. Guys that know ball love to see the best players on the court all the time. It was a super unfortunate loss.
Yeah. Towards ACL came out today.
That came out today.
Which is you just hate to see it for a really talented kid.
He's a bounce back guy.
He is.
He had, remember his mother's house burned down with all their belongings? He's a bounce back dude. He'll be back.
He will be back, certainly, and I'll be cheering for him. I really like watching him play. I do watch Tennessee basketball, probably second most out of anybody, and I really enjoy watching Ziegler play. He's really a fun engine to that offense, and
he's a true point guard for him.
So anyway, that's what I had to say about Mizzou fans. Like, you can't say you had a better season than us when
season's still going.
The season is so far from over, and on top of that, this is just the nail in the coffin. Alabama fans could legitimately probably sit and be like, yeah, we've had a better season than you. Yeah. And I would have to just sit there and take that because they are number 2 in the country, going to win the SEC.
Beat us twice. Yeah,
all that kind of stuff. Missouri, based on projections today, based on this morning's projections, they were the 31st overall team in the tournament.
Yeah.
An 8 seed. Good for Missouri. Hey, good for y'all.
They need it.
Hey, good. Yeah,
bounce back year for them.
A really good year for the Missouri basketball program.
Very good.
8 seed. Really good year.
Needed it.
Well, guess where Arkansas fell?
Where'd they fall?
They were the number 32 overall team. Also an 8 seed. So here they are absolutely trying to dunk on us, and it's like we are in exactly the same boat with the most meaningful part of the season ready to play.
Yeah.
If you have a deeper run, you can dunk on me after the season all you want and say we had the better season. But at the moment, man, I don't know where your head's at because this is so far from over.
It is still, even at the end of the season, I get the program dumping, but to dump on the Arkansas program because a player that they valued greatly gets injured, that's a bad place to, it's a real bad place to be in.
We're headspace. I have never understood the Missouri.
Got a lot of time on their hands.
Missouri, like, it's an interesting fan base to read. I don't get them, and probably, honestly, it maybe stem from it's kind of similar maybe to, like, and I wasn't fully, like, cognizant, but, like, when Arkansas first came into the SEC, you're still kind of an outsider. Like, Missouri is still considered kind of, like, they're the most ostracized, I feel like, team of any team in the SEC, besides maybe, like, Vanderbilt because their athletic
Yeah,
program
in terms of
is
just
like,
the situation
yeah,
of the athletic
yeah.
program, for sure.
But just because the location's kind of whack, like they're not really like they are fairly close to Fayetteville, but we don't even want them as a rival. We actually kind of look down on them, even though they have beat us.
They got our number.
They have our number in. They have our number in Columbia for sure. So that's one thing. I gotta pop off on the Razorbacks too. I got real hot today.
Okay.
I got real hot today at some Arkansas fans. I heard something on the radio that I had seen echoed a few times on the Twitter in the Twitterverse today. And the day after an Arkansas bad loss is always just a negative time to be on the spheres. There is a certain portion of sicko Arkansas fans, and they probably exist in a lot of programs, that almost take enjoyment in failure.
Yeah, that is a weird. It exists definitely in other programs,
It
but
does.
it seems like the Arkansas program has a very loud minority of fans that truly like to see us.
They just want to say "I told you so." They're so negative that they think so they just want to say "I told you so," like we were gonna lose or play bad or whatever. That's not what I want to pop off on. What I want to pop off on is the amount of people, and I heard this guy straight up say it on the radio today. I don't see any 5 stars on that court for us.
Huh.
I don't know why these guys are projected so high in the NBA. What are you watching? Like, have you actually been watching the Arkansas basketball team this season where Anthony Black, a freshman point guard, has practically put the team kind of on his back at times, been an elite rim runner as a freshman point guard?
Yeah.
He's the second leading assist man in the SEC.
Pick and roll
He has
maestro.
been absolutely locked down on defense at times. Steals,
Yep.
dunks. What are you expecting out of a fresh? I know he's a 5-star, and I think he has played way up to his 5-star billing.
Easily. He, coming into the year, I thought he would be good. I knew he would be good. I thought he'd be more of a facilitator than someone who can go get a bucket when you need one, which has made his draft stock rise immensely.
Yeah.
Every player on the team other than Walsh, who has shown he can fill roles fills the role when needed. The people that came in highly recruited have performed like they were highly recruited.
Yeah, it's just asinine to me. The exact quote, and I'm not really trying to rip on this guy. I really have no idea who he is. He randomly called into the radio, but I'd already heard it said,
Been said.
kind of the thought of these guys don't really look like 5 stars. Are you actually watching the Arkansas Razorbacks basketball team? Nick Smith just scored 25 points on the road versus the best team in the country.
Yeah.
In his 8th college game.
You take it from there. Those are fans that just literally their only love is to hate. They have no true love. And then you take it from guy calls in. He wasn't even on the radio. He was a caller.
Yeah, caller. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Guy calls in.
Yeah.
He probably works at JB Hunt. We love JB Hunt, but he probably works at JB Hunt. He works somewhere around some maybe even smaller trucking company here in Arkansas, who is saying that his eye is better than the NBA scouts.
That was the second part of my pop off.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to cut to the point, but that is
Go. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, his eye and what he's seen all year, which he's wrong first and foremost. But then saying, no, these guys that actually get paid. Here, let me call the Hawks GM real quick and tell him, no, I don't feel good about Anthony Black in the draft this year.
Yeah.
Find his number. Call him, please.
How can our brains interpret the same action so different? I have watched Anthony Black play this year and truly been like, this guy is a future all-star in the NBA.
Yeah.
For years to come. I truly believe he has that kind of talent
He does
at
have
the
a
point
long
guard
game
position.
in the NBA.
Yeah. He's an elite talent with every physical attribute you could ever want in a point guard. And yeah, he needs to work on a shot a little bit, but
It'll come.
he is a freshman and in running for first team All SEC.
Yep.
And he's probably not going to be first team All SEC, but like he's right there. Like that's not a normal freshman player. Like he has made plays at time where I truly have to remind myself he is a freshman point guard.
Yeah.
Put back dunks, like alley oops.
The double steal against Kentucky was one of the. He just took the game over. He said,
Took the game over.
"We're gonna win. It's gonna start now."
So it just really frustrated me. Like instead of enjoying the last however many games it is, and hopefully it's, I guess 10 or I guess in ideal world there's 11 games left.
Yeah.
Which would mean we win Saturday against Kentucky at home. We win out in the SEC tournament because I believe we would have to win 4 games at this point.
We're coming.
And then win 6 games in the NCAA tournament. So there's 11 possible games on the table. That's the most maximum games Anthony Black and Nick Smith are going to play for this Razorback team.
Yep. That's kind of why I wanted to get the talk in. We had filmed something after the Bama game. You probably like, what? Not the same room, obviously. Filmed something after the Bama game. Tennessee game rolled up. We had to get to celebrate the season and the players that we are seeing live in Razorback uniforms.
2 of the best NBA Razorbacks. I mean, they have a long way to go to prove that, but like ceiling
highest draft stock players that we've had. I mean,
since
Moses was high, but definitely gained a bunch of stock when he was in college. Gafford was high, gained a ton of stock when he was in college. Bobby Portis was probably the one that
he was kind of top
could have
15
been a one and done
when he came, and
Sorry
but
to
he
say.
wasn't even when he got drafted. He stayed 2 years and hardly got drafted.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like you'd have to go back to Joe Johnson.
Yep.
Moses would be a fairly good comp because he was a one and done that got drafted he was a lottery pick. So, I guess was he?
Yeah, he's 9th, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so he was a top guy, but to have 2 guys playing at the same time, and Nick Smith missed a whole chunk of the year.
Yeah.
But it's why it's even more you should be absolutely embracing the last games that we have. And yes, they looked off last night. It was the worst we have looked all year, but we were on the road on senior night against the best defense in the country.
Yeah, by
and
far.
we played bad. That doesn't really excuse us not playing well or
We
valuing
played
the ball,
bad. They made us play bad. It was just a culmination of, hey, we have a bunch of 5-star freshmen on the road against a team of
Well, they had
Tennessee
6
players.
seniors.
Yeah, that are all seniors. That literally run out a lineup of all seniors for most of that game.
Yeah. Just watch, literally just the scene of them having 6 seniors who all have, all but one get that's 5 of their, main 8 rotation is seniors who have played big minutes for them for years. Of course, they are going to be better prepared to win that game. You can't just disregard a whole season because we looked bad on the road against the number 1 defense in the country.
No, it's those. That's just one of the worst takes you can ever have. That we can't let these terrible takes get us down. This community is too good for. It is the vocal minority. It really is that are saying
It felt
a lot.
good to get that out a little bit, though.
It need to be said.
I ride with all Arkansas fans. As long as you don't even have to be positive all the time. You don't even have to think we're gonna win every game. You can be a fairly. I kind of think we're gonna win every game. I truly go in, and by the time it tips off, I'm like, I believe we can pull this out. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not always that we will, but I think we can. I truly see.
You've run all the possibilities in your head, and you're like, you're saying there's a chance, which means.
I like my chances.
Yeah, I always like Arkansas's chances.
Yeah. I'm not even saying that. We just gotta be off this negativity train of, and I don't know what our expectations are. And this is another thought I had today. Until Eric Musselman doesn't have his team fully prepared in March to make a serious run, I'm gonna have to trust the man.
Yeah. How can you not?
Because this season looks, even if they make a Sweet 16 plus, it still looks like a success. It turns around. And it's you know what? yeah, we had some tough losses in there, but we did some really good things towards the
I
end.
think the Sweet 16 is a realistic, successful season for.
I think this
Arkansas.
team's definitely good enough to make a Sweet 16.
I do think we're.
I think we should. I kind of think
I do think we should.
we may not.
The last 2 games were a real wake up call against very good competition to be like, the Bama game, we were so close, felt like we had them. They are one of the better teams in the country.
on the road,
On the road,
senior night.
yeah, same situation. Took them to the ropes. You make them a few more free throws, you win the game. Tennessee, same situation, except it looked awful.
It really is kind of a precipice. This team could just kind of fold and mail it in and look bad, or they could show serious resolve, dig deeper, and make an even better run on top of it. I'm going to choose the latter because that's what I've seen, pretty consistently time and time again from Muss's teams is like just when you think they look really bad, they find a way to bounce back even stronger. And they still got great talent.
Well, you look at the metrics of the team, and we're not the craziest metric guys, but we keep up to date with what's going on. Same as last year. Same as, equal to, if not better in some areas than Elite 8 teams.
It truly is crazy how similar our metrics are from each of the even though this year we just haven't quite put the wins together.
Yeah.
And there are a few variables for that. Sometimes your teams do just have a knack for the winning edge, but a lot of those losses came without really our alpha player. Nick Smith is our alpha male. Like he's our
dog.
He is our leader.
Yeah.
On the court, kind of for better or for worse at this point. Like he's our guy. Anthony Black kind of runs the ship. Like he is kind of our facilitator, but it's far and away obvious that Nick Smith is like the.
One of the things me and Josh talked about the last time, and we'll probably throw in, we've kind of hit the same wavelengths on thought, which tends to happen between us.
Yeah.
But last year you had the pick and roll combo solidified of what you're going to see when we need them the most. And they were already solidified by this point in the season. Jalen and JD.
Yeah.
Those are your guys. Those are the 2 guys that get the ball in their hands. Year before, you had Jalen Tate and Justin Thomas with a little bit more of, Moses Moody on the outside, JD when you needed a real bucket in the same role. This year, we've been waiting on that guy kind of all year, and so many players have had to step up and take that mantle, which it's been fun to see. As we look back on last game, it will be our senior night as we have no seniors on the team.
Yeah, we don't.
But it's the last time we'll
Kamani?
see. Yeah.
I think he's a senior.
Yeah, a technical senior, but I
going
think he
out.
has a year of eligibility.
He's got eligibility, but he's going out.
He is gone. Now, I'd love to see him on the staff. But you look, it is a senior night for this is a 1-year team, and we're going to see probably a lot more of these 1-year teams from Musselman with transfers and getting to the end
all
of
our
the
teams
season.
are 1 year. I mean, it's not ever really going to be a true group core of players that grows up several years together. And actually, we have a few guys at the moment. Some of our freshmen, Darian Ford, Joseph Pinion.
They're going to be around for a
Those
while.
kind of guys. I could see them being around. Barry Dunning. I really like Barry Dunning.
I
I'm
do.
really
I like all 3 of
excited.
those guys.
I think they're and that's fun and that's encouraging. And I think Muss will figure out a way. Like when he first came, he had to be super transfer heavy, which is why we had success. I mean, we needed him to be super transfer heavy, because we needed instant guys that were capable.
Yeah.
This year he went with a more, freshman approach, and I don't.
Yeah.
He brought in 5. Like he's not going to bring in that big of a class
Well,
very often.
We talked about it first episode.
He brought in 6 freshmen.
Arkansas is a basketball state. You're gonna have you're gonna take the opportunities that present themselves.
It was a
state.
great class. I mean, it was
And
a great class.
and then the number 1 guy also being in the heart of the state.
And then you got the number 1 guy from Alabama too.
Yep.
Like, yeah, you did kind of rack up.
But I wanted to say, as we look here at the end of the season, we're talking about, man, the terrible takes throughout the season. Man, it's crunch time, as we've mentioned. I have enjoyed being able to, as we're about to see Nick Smith take the dog role. He is the guy who, when the stuff hits the fan, he is the guy let off the leash. It was fun to see, though, Devo get his opportunity to get let off the leash throughout this season. That was maybe one of my more enjoyable modern Razorback moments. Anyway, they happened in some losses.
And he, not that we're, going into the tournament as like a top seed, but honestly, Devo kind of saved our tournament chances in a way at all.
Yeah.
Like, he had a stretch run where he was popping when we had to have it. Like, we had to have someone step up. And Devo did it, and he really did. He has enabled us to kind of, be in position to be in position.
Well, you have a guy who's been on the team, so he has that leadership, but goes from a high 20% three-point shooter to a high 30% three-point shooter on the season. And now I think he's leveled out around 34%.
Yeah, but he's legitimately, even
He's
after
a
that
shooter.
terrible start, he's shooting about 34%.
Yeah. No, he stepped up. And I think
He scored 20 the other night against Bama, I think.
He did. No, he was one of the guys who scored. We had 3 guys score 20, and he was one of them.
Like, our fourth guard is capable. Our fourth scoring option guard is capable of scoring 20 on the road against the number 2 team in the country. Like,
Yeah.
I still do think we're very dangerous.
We are dangerous. He had no need to think we're dangerous. We're dangerous.
It is kind of easy to be like, oh, that team's dangerous, but this Arkansas team is very dangerous.
Yeah. And that's just we're just a talented team, and we haven't figured it out in years past, or like we have in years past, where we've come into the NCAA tournament on the hot streak, on the maybe a loss in the SEC tournament, but truly we're playing some of the best basketball in the country, and the country kind of knows that at this point.
I think I may have mentioned this on here a few weeks ago, but I really think this SEC tournament is going to be way more crucial for us than in years past, just because we're still so young. As the current makeup of this team, we're still very young.
Yeah.
This team, as a team, they're like in its 5th game, because you don't
the end result.
Yeah, as the team that's going to go in the tournament, they've only really played like 5 games together. Because even when Nick Smith played at the beginning of the year, Brazil was in.
Yep.
So you look totally different at that point. So I think he's going to use it, which actually means they may be primed for a good run in the SEC tournament, because you do see teams. I doubt Bama is really super concerned with winning the SEC tournament. They'll play good. They're a good team,
Hopefully
but
not.
I don't think that's not.
I hope they have bigger goals than the SEC tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I hope we need the SEC tournament for work.
Yeah.
Like, we need 4 games in the SEC tournament to work for 4. Like, we need that action. Like,
we're still in the lab. That's a point me and Josh hit on. It just, kind of what I started to say. We've gone so far in the season, and what was a normalcy of us being, we're ready. We need these games. We need as many games before the
against
actual
good teams.
Final game of the year, and hopefully it falls in the championship, but before we are faced against our possible last game of the year.
And it sucks to lose, and to lose the way we did by 20 on the road. In a game you really, I really thought
Tennessee had also been playing bad.
Well, they did get some starters back. So they had lost 5 out of 7 at one point, but then they did insert 2 of their starters back into the lineup.
Yeah.
So, that does make, Josiah Jordan-James especially makes a big difference for their squad, just on both ends of the court. And they are just – but that's great for our team to play against. I know it sucked the other night, and we got whomped.
Yeah.
But, that's the – if we want to make a serious run, those are the teams we will have to beat. Bama, to make a serious run, Tennessee and Bama are both capable of being there on the later weekends in March. Those are – you wanna be serious about March Madness? Stand toe-to-toe with those teams and take it to them. And we didn't quite get a win, and both of those were on their home courts. So I just am excited to see the Hogs play on a neutral court and find something. I think they still have it in them.
They definitely still have it in them.
And they might not get it.
Which was the real sad part about last night in the Tennessee game, and we keep harping on it. And I have another point to bring up about this season of things we should be rejoicing, because we're only going to be able to see them for 1 year. But we got dogged. We just got straight. The heart wasn't honestly there for a little bit, which was in the Bama game. We were out of it. We were texting in the group message, and we're like, man, that kind of stinks that we have now gone and not scored. Still time left. We hope for the best. And then we saw that heart. Last night there was nothing. We just kept getting stopped at every
Which you
attempt.
haven't really
was getting,
seen.
No, you don't see that. I mean, these guys want a ball. They want to play. They're playing for the state. They're playing for whatever they're playing for. Yeah, I'll take a guy playing for draft stock if draft stock means to him now at this point in the season, because it means the same thing to everybody who's trying to improve. I have to be seen by more eyes. We have to make it further as a team. At least that's what should be the mindset for improving draft stock now. Earlier in the year, non-conference games, yeah, you're probably jacking up shots. But now it's just more eyes on you. We want to be seen more and more times. I want more actual important game footage. But one guy who is going to be doing that, who we will never see, I hope we do, but we'll probably never see the likes of him again in a Razorback jersey, Ricky Council, has brought some of the most exciting Razorback basketball moments to us this year. He is a kind of a senior we are celebrating. He might come back. I doubt he does.
Yeah, I have no idea really his situation. I don't think his draft stock would be super high, but I also don't really know. Like, I mean, JD Notae was awesome at Arkansas, and then, like, it was kind of like a.
I don't know if it improves next year, which is kind
Yeah,
of why JD.
yeah. Oh my gosh, I'd love to get Ricky Council back, because you are right. He has brought some of the most electric plays I have ever seen.
Yeah.
A Razorback. I have been, I think, fair in my assessment in calling him the greatest Razorback dunker I guess I could say I've ever seen. There were times I wasn't alive. But from the time, and I've watched a lot of Razorback basketball, and I loved Michael Qualls, man. I loved Mr. SC Top 10.
Fantastic dunker. The best dunk, like the most impactful dunk in Razorback history.
That is true.
For sure.
That was. But Ricky Council jumps like no one I have ever seen. Yeah. I think he's almost too effortless for people to fully recognize the extent of what he does in game.
It is the replays where he gets the most credit, where you're like, oh, no, he hung up there. I was at the rim.
Like reverse in-game dunk.
That reverse first game of the year set the tone for, I was like, we have a guy who can just do whatever
and it's
he
every
wants to
single
do.
night
he hit
pretty
that
much.
Reverse on just driving like a left-handed drive, which should have been into 99.9% of people is a layup. Reverse dunks on top of someone.
On top of someone. In game, like late game situations. There was the other game we were down like 4 points. He did a reverse dunk with like 2 minutes left to go in the game.
Mississippi State.
Yeah, on someone.
Yeah.
Like it's the reel he is about the dunk reel from this year. I want every single one. They are all some of the best I've ever seen. He has 10 dunks, better than like any Razorback dunk I've ever seen in my life.
In game, showing out. In game, in traffic, yeah. Just another point of, and also to whoever said caller was, how are you not excited when we've gotten to the end of the year, and yes, it might have not gone to our very lofty expectations of we hope to be at this point, be in Bama's position, honestly. Be a number one seed with one loss maybe in the SEC, held court at home. Didn't happen. But what you got is something you're never going to see. And it's the same goes with what I expect Musselman's, the next few years of Musselman and getting high players. You're just going to see teams that are like one-offs for the Razorback fans to just enjoy. Even in losses, we're throwing crazy dunks. We have highlights, and yeah, I like winning more than highlights. But you don't. The country's doesn't have a team filled with literally SC top 10 players. We've probably Ricky Council has probably been on there more than any college basketball player, if I had to guess.
Well, we had the dunk of the year. Trevin Brazil, his one dunk.
Yeah,
I have never seen a college dunk that vicious, like truly.
Just on
dismantling.
I think Trevin Brazil's best dunk was actually during the Creighton game. He caught a lob that was at the top of the
I know what you're
backboard.
talking about. Yeah, that was
like that. The one was dirty, but just literally it had to be any other dude. He dunked on someone who was. The guy is obviously not a scrub. He plays college basketball, but he dunked on someone who looked like a scrub.
just sit back and just accept the wow moments that this team is capable of providing.
Please.
And I guess I think what it does is you do see those things, and so it like extra frustrates you when it's not quite consistent enough.
Yeah.
But like that's not really fair. Like that is kind of the boat you are in when you do have a lot of you're very freshman dependent. Is like they are capable of like a few stretches where they are getting kind of beat or they are, you know.
Yeah.
But and I kind of want to round back into like this is March 1st.
It is.
We have a Razorback basketball team with 2 lottery draft picks that's going to make the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
So let's get up. Like, put all this behind us. Literally flush everything and just forget that it, like, if – I always say life is a threshold, right?
I'm glad you brought it back to life because I got a point to make.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, life's a threshold. Like, we're standing here at one precipice.
Yeah.
What's behind us has already happened. I can think about it. I can remember it. But I can never go back and live it.
Yeah.
What's in the future, I can be excited about, I can look forward to, I can be hopeful for, or I can dread. I'm going to choose to be hopeful.
And those are the 2 choices. You can sit back and be like, oh, man, what has happened to me this time? And obviously, life throws some stuff. It ebbs and flows. But you usually have a greater outlook, and we're 25 out here trying to give life advice. But at the same time, I've lived 25 years of it. I've seen some stuff.
And I've been happy.
I've been happy. I've been blessed, and I've been happy. Those 2 go hand in hand for sure. But you can look back and be like, man, these were the moments that I'm going to look back on and not, you know, I'm going to be upset that I didn't get to enjoy this March Madness run because I thought we were going to be a number 1 or 2 seed this year.
Like 6 years from now, when Anthony Black made his 3rd All-Star or second All-Star game.
Yeah.
And are you really going to want to look back like, yeah, I was really salty that they didn't win a few more SEC games?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, it sucks. Like, I want to win every single game we play, but we have one chance now.
Yep.
At home.
Starts now.
On Saturday. At the Bud. The basketball palace of Mid-America. Kentucky Wildcats coming to town. Coach Cal has a tournament team, but they're beatable. Oh, we've seen firsthand that they are
Took care
beatable.
of them once. I think we can I wouldn't say easy, but I think we can do it again for sure.
So let's just get the boys together. Boys and girls. Let's get the state together.
Yeah.
Let's get behind this team. Like, this is our team.
This is our team.
This is the Razorbacks. And they got 2 lottery draft picks.
Yeah.
They got Ricky Council.
Yep.
They got Devo Davis.
Yep.
I've seen Graham score 26 points in an SEC game.
Yep.
I've seen Mekhi Mitchell make great plays.
Yep.
I've seen Mekhi Mitchell make great plays.
Out of nowhere, yep.
This team, it's what we got. And Muss has made 2 straight Elite Eights. You got to give him some credit that he can get it, rolling. He's going to have his boys prepared.
Yeah.
So let's get up for it. This is Kentucky Saturday. Last game. This is your last chance to watch Nick Smith and Anthony Black play in an Arkansas Razorback uniform at Arkansas.
Please get excited.
Get up.
Goodness.
I shouldn't have to be screaming about this on a Thursday or Wednesday night in Little Rock. Like, this should be known. Like, everyone bad. We have played bad. We have looked bad at times, and we have lost some games.
Yeah.
But they are gone. All that stands in front of us is opportunity.
It's March, baby.
It is March 1.
It's March.
Kentucky's coming to the Bud on Saturday. Then we got the SEC tournament. Then we got March Madness.
Yep. We got a marathon. We got hot springs. We got a lot.
It's coming.
How are you not excited right now?
Yeah, we're getting fired up right now.
We won't even get into it. Content's coming. The Razorbacks are playing. Thank you for watching.
Get behind them. Get behind your chosen team. You might not
Please.
be a Razorback fan. Get behind the Vols right now.
Please.
Get behind the Texas A&M Aggies right now. Get behind Missouri. Get behind Missouri. Missouri fans, this one's for you. Get behind your team. You're going to the dance.
You're
in the
dancing.
dance. Until I am dead. Until the clock strikes 0 and the Hogs are eliminated from this. And I'm not saying that's a guarantee.
Yeah.
Clock might strike 0 and the Hogs just might be national champions.
Shining moment.
Right now, that's on the table.
Yep.
Arkansas can still win the national championship. It is March 1st, and Arkansas can and might win the national championship.